On today's episode of Watch Chair Go.
I got something in my eye.
That'll happen. Get it? What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today, like I didn't say, I'm here with Gabe's engine from his Saturn Sky Redline, the old engine, and today we're gonna tear it down, and Gabe's here to tear it down with us so he can see exactly what happened to this engine. Now, this engine was running, and it was running well. The problem is, the turbo died, and when that turbo went, I mean, their shaft play was like, oh, it even cut it in half, didn't it? It cut the turbo shaft in half.
It was fully separated.
So
yeah.
It was ruined.
It was impressive.
And we found a lot of metal, and of course that turbo would have been sending that metal. The oil was going into the exhaust, and some of the metal was going into the engine. So today we're gonna pull this thing apart and see what happened and find out just how bad it was. I will say this engine would start back up if you put it all back together and retimed it. One of the other issues is the timing tool that came for this thing would not align on the cams. No matter what, if this thing was a TDC, no matter what position it was in, all through every single stroke, it would not lock in. So that was a big issue in itself. I think the timing tool is just wrong.
The timing tool was trash.
It was trash.
It was.
So we get for buying the non-name brand one.
I mean, even that. What gets me though is that I still spent
a bunch of money.
That was a good bit of money on that.
And it was not messing around.
No.
It was not cheap. All right, so this is the 2.0 Ecotech Turbo. And of course the turbo and the manifolds are off because they are already back in the car on the new engine. And the valve cover is loose, and the timing set is out because we were gonna retime it in the car originally. So unfortunately you don't get to see the chain set up, but if I remember right, it's just 2 chains, right?
Yep, 2 chains. You got the dampeners, the guides, and of course when we pulled it apart the first time, we saw all those guides.
There's a balance shaft right there and a balance shaft right there.
Yep.
You can see that those do not turn over easily. They actually fling back because they have those big heavy balance shafts in there. And there's the cranks drives for the timing. And up here, of course, we pull the valve cover off, which all the bolts are out of currently. There's our cam gears. Variable valve timing on both cams, obviously, and the actuators go in there to control the oil flow. If you guys don't know how variable valve timing works, the oil pump shoots a little bit of oil up into the bottom of these things, and the solenoids control how much of that oil reaches these cam variators, and based on how much oil is in there is how much advance or retard the cams go into there. So it only has a small window that it can actually vary the cams. It's usually plus minus 5 degrees, I think, sometimes 10, but yeah, that's what the cam variators do.
Yep.
So the gear,
these go to 11.
These go to 11. Either way, the cam sprockets do not directly drive the cams. The variator is in there, and it can change the position between the camshaft itself and the drive. So that's how the variable valve timing works. It lets it change the timing on the fly for both camshafts. So all there is to do is jump right in here and start pulling bolts like crazy. So Gabe, if you want to pull cam caps, I'll pull the easy stuff because you've got the stronger impact. So get to it here. I bet the little impact can't do that, but
I'll bet you can.
Oh, I'm surprised. The baby impact's putting in work.
I knew it.
All right, so obviously if you inspect the cams here, this is the exhaust side. Bearings, there's a little wear in those bearings, a little bit of wear. Okay, it's a little worse than I expected, but the oil's still super clean because the filter was doing its magic.
Yeah.
How many miles? 170. Yeah. 174,000 miles on this engine. And honestly, if you take a look at the lobes, nice and close up, they look really good. Like the metal had not really gone into anything that mattered yet. So I think the engine would have been fine if it could have been put back together.
Let's see what we have on this one. There's some good scoring on that one.
Ooh, yeah, that one's, it's kind of just how it rides in there, right? Because it has the oil passage, it has to go through here, and those like O-rings, and the wear is actually where those are sitting. So I don't think that's problematic wear. Put that cap up here one more time so we can get close to it.
Let me
wipe it out
so we can see.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because yeah, there's a definite pattern there where, I mean, where
I think it's okay because these are these are like a Teflon or some kind of.
And where that is, you have that
There's the wear. But there's crosshatch where the actual bearing.
Again, for 175,000.
For the mileage. Yeah, that could be just standard wear and nothing caused by the metal going through parts.
Yeah.
So that cam's ready to pull out. I thought. You're about there, I think. Just pull. Twist and pull. Oh, the cam gear has to come off first. You're kidding me.
Not kidding you.
Yeah, it fits so tight in there. You got to pull the cam sprocket off first. This little cap should just drop right off where the DI pump is. There we go. Couple taps.
Look at that. Tap, tap, tap. That's wrong with the engine, man.
So,
that sucker just fell off.
Cam position sensor right there. We've got our high pressure fuel sensor right there. Well, at least you got a new pump. This is weirdly a pretty carboned up pump. Still worked just fine. There was nothing wrong with it.
That might have been for some of that extra noise. You know, we noticed that the new one is much
quieter.
quieter.
A little quieter, yeah. A little quieter there. And here's the follower that drives the pump. Honestly, looks pretty good. Some dark spots right there. Or just dirty spots in general. So, I don't know. I think it looks okay. What do you got? Oh, you got the cam gear out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Got the cam sprocket off. There's the camshaft. GM C35. Cool. Well, hey, cam looks pretty good.
Yeah.
This thing looks pretty good.
When you get to the rockers, you see a little bit of a pattern.
Yeah, so far everything looks pretty clean in there. That's for sure. No metal on the end of the cam position sensors. That's always a good indicator. They're magnetic, so they love to just pick up all the metal in the engine. If you see metal on that sensor, it's toast. The engine is usually already coming off, or do this maneuver. There it goes. At least I thought there it went. A couple more taps maybe. Boom! That looks like it was your oil leak right there, wasn't it? The back of that housing had RTB, and that's where all the oil is.
Did it?
Yep. This is where the oil was coming from for sure.
Oh,
in between the housings. And there was, of course, that little plate that I knocked off. One of those was where your leak was. That would have been easy to reseal. Either that or the valve cover. Again, cam that looks good. Cam bearings look good. This thing was pretty clean for what it is. Sure can't beat having a new one though.
Amen. So a couple of lines, a little bit of scoring here and there.
Ooh,
but
yeah, I see that one looks
yeah,
a
that's
little
deep.
tough right in there. Oh, you can feel it too.
Yeah.
All right, that one's some wear right there, that's for sure.
What is that? That's number 2?
I don't know, but where's
that's
the
2.
Oh, you were off. Okay, you're off by a notch. So it has the tri-lobe drive for the DI pump too. It feels pretty good. It doesn't
flat
look amazing, but it feels fine.
There you go again.
Yeah.
Same thing that we saw with this.
Nothing I wouldn't put back, that's for sure. I think I found your oil leak. Check that out. You see where the gas gets ruined on the bottom?
Uh-huh.
But it's like perfect around the top?
Yeah.
I think that was your oil leak down the back of the head.
That would make sense.
But hey, it wasn't a real leak. I mean, it wasn't dripping on the ground or anything, so everyone knows you service it once it starts dripping on the ground. Unless it's a Ferrari. It gets serviced when you can see it on the driveway. Oh man.
Did you see the dust?
I did. The impact's turned down. Alright, now it'll go fast. That's better. Man, that thing was hitting so hard. Those bolts were in there. Big ol' head bolts.
Yep.
There's 2 E-torques down here in the timing chain zone, and those will have to come out before the head actually comes off. It looked like it was fully out. We'll pop those guys there. That's it. The head should be free, man. Grab the big hammer.
Yeah, there it comes.
The head is off, and Gabe's gonna pull it off of here right now so we can do a quick look at it. Don't ask how we got it off. There are some inaccessible fasteners that must use special tools that no one owns. Literally. I mean, I've got a pretty reasonable set of tools. Pull this thing off.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean,
I had the correct tool to remove the head.
You definitely had the correct tool.
Boom. Here goes all the...
Look underneath.
This doesn't look that bad. What are you wowing about?
I've never seen pistons look like that.
Done with pistons with some carbon buildup? These all look pretty okay. I mean, lots and lots of oil went through it, that's for sure. A dumb amount of oil went through this thing.
Yeah.
The cylinders are soaked. Yeah. There's the DI injector right there. Plug right in the center. Quad valve. Everything looks fine. No head gasket failure, of course. And here are the cylinders that look brand new. Brand new, man. There's the carbon buildup on the valves. It's not insane.
Oh, no, that's not.
Yeah, it
looked a lot worse from without the light.
Yeah, it looks bad, and it's not good. You know, if this was port injected, it wouldn't be like that. But it's also not terrible. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So you weren't at that point yet. You want to wipe out the cylinders. They look amazing so far. I'm seeing all of the crosshatch all the way through.
There's a little bit of drag on them.
I see that corner right there. That's kind of interesting. Or that can't feel it, but there's definitely a little vertical line.
Oop. Hey, watch my head.
This one looks even better. I don't see any obvious signs of destruction or detonation, or, I mean, honestly, this thing looks solid. Solid, man.
When we did our compression test, we found...
Oh, it was low compression in one cylinder, wasn't it?
Yeah, cylinder 2 had low compression.
Roll it through.
Let's roll through
that.
that.
Roll it over. I'm excited to see this. You'll need some big pliers to roll this thing over.
Just do it by hand, man.
I can see you just grabbing it with your monster hand there, and it just turning right over. No problem.
But that's what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that gear.
Look at that. That thing runs so well. It runs great. Same drill, man. All the way around, these things are beautiful. They feel brand new. These must be some kind of liner because they have like an orange lining, but they look great. I can't say enough good things about how good the rotating assembly looked.
That's wild.
That's pretty cool. A lot of miles. GM engines, man. They build the best engines. There goes the cooler.
Huh. It's leaking oil.
Well, the casting is really cool right in there.
It is neat.
Cool part of the casting. All right, let's flip this thing over and start pulling the crankshaft because we're basically done already in just a handful of minutes.
No, I've told you I was going to use my monster hand.
Yeah, just pull everything right out of there, no problem at all. There's one balance shaft. How's it spin? I want to see this thing spin in the air and flop back and forth with its big weight. Crazy.
I don't know, it feels a little unbalanced.
I thought it would. The point of balance shafts is that they're not balanced. Who would have guessed?
So does that mean if you remove them, then you will be balanced?
If you remove them, your engine is better. Just more vibrating. Well, there's some balance shafts for you guys if you've never seen those before, because we couldn't get them out of that 30T. They were definitely stuck in that thing. Well, the one of them. So now we just need to flip it over and pull the pan, and that's it.
That's it.
Pan, crank, and then we'll have the pistons out. Oil pan, man. Sounds like a TI song to me. One large hit. Nailed it! Metal check. There's no metal. Okay, there's a lot of metal. I think we did that.
What's that?
That right there. It looks like debris.
No, we didn't do that. We would never put
just now did that.
Oh, wait.
This is what I just did right there. All of that. Like that all came from the grinder when I cut those bolts. So I don't...
You didn't cut the bolts. You got the right tool for it.
Oh yeah, I got the correct bolt. Never mind.
Yeah.
Everyone should know that I got the correct tool. There's a little copper in there. That's a little scary.
Yeah. This is my special cinnamon oil. See, this way I know, like, you know, if my car's been stolen, I know exactly, you know, I check. Oh, that's my oil. You know, it's put little cinnamon bits in it.
17s or 18s for the mains here, and this is cool. It's got one of those cast windage trays again, like a two-piece oil pan basically. So
I do love that.
Yeah,
Prevents
absolutely
all sorts of issues.
Which one is it? 17?
15.
15, man, they tricked us with these mains here. I'm so glad that these aren't triple square or 12 points too.
Yeah.
It's just easy. integrated main caps with the windage tray too, so that's all just about out of there. There are some perimeter bolts that are hiding in this oil bath, so be aware if you're taking yours apart. Sneaky bolts down in that oil right there.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Sneaky bolts. It's going. It's going. Yeah! That is not easy to separate. Good thing you don't need to keep any of this.
Nope.
All right, now for the parts that everybody wanted to see. We are down to the bearings. Most of the bearings stayed in it. And to me, they look brand new. Oh, look at those pretty bearings. Wow. About what I thought.
This one doesn't have one.
It stayed in the... Yeah, it ran without one for years. No problem at all.
Fine.
Yeah, it's
fine.
That's just normal.
Yeah.
Okay, that one...
Well, that's a little bit on
That
there.
one actually has wear, but it's not bad. I don't see an issue. All right.
Where's that one coming off of? Rear main?
Yeah, this is the rear.
Front looks good.
Front looks good. That thing looks really nice.
Solid.
Well, the cam might have seen a little wear, but the rotating assembly somehow looked really delicious, honestly. Really, really good. Crank looks perfect. It looks like there's been some heat in it for some reason, but it also, all of it looks perfect, so I don't know what to say about that. You can see the little discoloration. This crank looks like it's actually balanced. It's got some drill marks in it and stuff like that, which is cool. Then we've got the reluctor right here for the crank pickup. There's crank position right there. Sensor's still in there. Really a cool little engine. Upper and lower oil pans are RTV'd, and that RTV looks like it held up. And the styrofoam casting looks really cool if you can see it from inside the engine, like right there. Knock these pistons out of here. That's it. Every bolt's out of this thing. And it took 1/16 the time the Audi engine took. Yeah. These are very cool. These bearings are monstrous. Monstrous bearing. Normal bearings are just that little section.
Yeah.
And the cap does the rest, but this thing's pretty interesting.
It's quite big.
I like it.
I'm impressed.
It's thick with 2 C's, I can tell you that much. I had a feeling that wasn't going to work. You're going to need a bigger impact on those. Try number 2 on the 10s. Or 11s. That works much better. Big impact does not care. Numero uno. Beautiful. Brand new. Is that numero dos? Okay.
It's 2.
Dos. Beautiful. 3. Beautiful. I've exhausted my Spanish.
Quattro.
I know, I'm kidding. Beautiful again. All right, crankshaft can come out. Grab it. Watch the strength of this man as he rips the crankshaft from the engine. I figured you were gonna do it. What are you taking so long for?
I can't do it now. Not when you guys are watching.
There it is. Look at that monster. So cool. Hey, look at this right here. Let me see that. The outside of that bearing looks a little... That's interesting. Oh, it's just the oil passages though. I see. It had oil. I think you're okay. You're okay there. Well, that crank looks good.
I mean, I'm okay anywhere. I got a new engine, so.
You do have a new engine. And the cool part is it's got oil squirters.
Yeah, this is cool. I do like that.
It's got the fancy engine things. Oil squirters for the bottom of the pistons, keep them cool, keep the cylinders cool. And of course, it's a open deck block. So it definitely did not have a head gasket failure. We can guarantee that. That's it. Let's, you want to flip it over and pull the pistons since they're all the way down now?
Here in a second, I was just looking at these little gatherings of sludge and debris and stuff. It's just
No serious sludge though.
no, it's remarkably
All the crank
clear.
crank bearings are beautiful. Everything looks pretty good.
Even where the seal was.
Oh, I see. The dirt you're talking about is down in the crank oiling journals there. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I mean it's.
Pretty good.
I'm impressed.
All right, piston's coming out. Oh, got it. This is the
I
number,
meant to do that.
The number 4 piston. Let's do a little walk through here. Give it a twist. Rings look really cool. A little wear on the coating. These are like a nitride coating or something like that. But a little wear on the skirt on that one. All right. Okay, I'll give it a slight amount of wear.
Yes.
Rings look great.
Yeah.
How's the side of the piston look? That's the real question. Give it a twist. Great. Great, man. Well, that's cool. Pistons were nice. Here goes number 3. Oh, it's gonna fall. There it is. Oh, the engine is gonna fall, I think.
Not gonna fall.
All right, cool. There's same.
See, it stayed on the table. It didn't fall.
I told you it wouldn't fall.
No, it tipped. It didn't fall.
A little bit of wear on the skirt. No real. It's just the coating. Honestly, these are coated pistons, and the bores look amazing from everything I've seen. Let me see if I can get that rag in here for you guys. We'll take a quick look. Interesting. A little bit of wear right in the center, right there. But that's it. Everything else looks really good. And the same thing again. Another really nice, almost new looking piston. Pretty cool. The issue is the turbo failed and it sent a little bit of glitter through the engine. And after that, how were we supposed to know the condition of the mains and the rod caps and all of that stuff? And it turns out the condition is really, really good.
Surprisingly good.
Honestly, this engine looks amazing, but unfortunately, it would have been a bear to get it retimed because the tool that Gabe bought for this thing didn't even work. And I mean, it would just kind of turned into a mess. So Gabe got a brand new engine.
It would definitely fail after that.
Yeah, and the game plan, we would have had to change the oil over and over to get all the metal out of it, but we weren't sure how much oil had actually gone through the engine. And it would have needed an oil pump. It would have needed a bunch of parts. It would have needed the whole front end rebuilt at minimum.
Yeah, and just a lot of time and effort, and
it would have been a lot of money too. It would have been a lot of money. Not as much money as the new engine. The new engine is also good insurance. So,
absolutely.
There you go.
0 miles.
Now you got a new car.
Now I got another 175,000 miles.
That's right.
At least.
Yeah, honestly, maybe even more because the new engine is a better design.
That's true. You got the sand cast, not the styrofoam.
There you go.
So
cool. Well, that's a Saturn Sky Redline teardown with basically nothing wrong with the actual engine. Just all the stuff that makes the engine work. That stuff had problems. Can't believe that turbo was cut in half. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. Poor Saturn Sky Redline. But now it's happy Saturn Sky Redline.
it is very happy.
All right. Well, let's put this thing in the iron bin. You're just going to start dropping it?
Like it's hot.
Like it's hot. I knew it was coming. Goodbye, oil pan.
I threw it on the ground.
I threw the rest of the pan too.
Man,
my dad's not a crankshaft.
I'm an adult.